Oh, good morning YouTube. It's actually dry for once. Doesn't look like it's going to stay dry for long, but I thought I'd come out and get a bit of fresh air. Oh, I live in the fresh air, don't I? But stretch my legs a bit. So what I'm going to do, take you with me. I'm going to walk down to where I hope to be putting the tent. Probably won't be for another 5 weeks or so, I suppose. It's going to be really dry for that, because the car's got to be able to get from there. But let's take you down there for a bit of a walk. Here we go. So, as you can see, pretty nice views from here. And it is actually a nice place to go camping. All this is what you can see now. You can pitch your tent wherever you want, but of course, which is nice for people that this spot here, all this area here in front of me now, the campers for weekends and that sort of thing. You get groups of 4 or 5 tents, they'll come in this area or that area, and it's very nice. To me, it's no good, obviously, because it's too open to the elements with the wind and everything. But in the summer, that there is quite a popular sort of spot. I might get wet feet, but I'm going to take. Normally I would walk. That's where I would drive down, follow that hedgerow along, down into that corner, where I will be pitching my tent eventually, probably. Well, anywhere along there, we see those trees there, more or less anywhere I can go. So there, that's how close we are to the road, but it's not an A road or anything. It just goes into the village, and that road does go on to Monmouth actually, and that way goes to Hereford and Ross and Wise across there somewhere. So let's have a look down here. Just going to walk down to where I normally pitch the tent when the weather picks up. And it basically means, because where I am now is up on the main, although I'm more or less the only one there. There's some permanent pitches, but there's nobody there at the moment, so with their nice caravans and that. But obviously, on the weekend, if the weather picks up, I might see some more people on the site on their permanent pitches. A couple of them I do know. Got to know one couple quite well. So yeah, always nice to have a chat. They go for walks and they come down here to my pitch down here and have a chat sometimes, which is nice. But on the whole, where I'm going to now, I'm really on my own. Let's go and have a look. So here we are. You'll probably remember this. Anybody who's been watching me for a while will remember this from last season. It does get more overgrown than this, it really does. So there's the stream. It is quite nice. Nice place to be. Remember that last year it flooded. It came up. Didn't get as far as the tent, although I was a bit concerned at one time. But I don't think it ever would. I think it was a bit of a freak of nature last year. So here, more or less, well not more or less, here is where I put my tent last year, right on this spot here. This is the flattest part. I think my new tent will fit in there quite nicely. If you remember, I had the gazebo here as well, which has had it, I'm afraid. So yeah. It is a nice place to be. So if I go back here, you can't even see that hedgerow right in the distance there with the trees. So there, the other side of that hedge roughly is where my tent is now. So that's a big area up there as well. Several acres. I'm not sure, I'm not very good with acres, but I suppose it's probably about, I don't know, 6-7 acres or whatever, where the main sort of camping place is. But all these fields, and if you remember, along that track there now, follow this hedgerow along, it goes all the way across there to the hedgerow. There's a gateway and you can go through to another spot, which is again another, I don't know, 7 acres, whatever. I know the whole thing is about 23-24 acres all told. So it's a massive campsite, but you never mean, when I'm here, you might get a few along this hedgerow camping, but on the whole, especially in the week, I don't see many people at all, which is good. So yeah, that's where it's going to be. So here, if you remember, I was pitched here. This year is private, as you can see. It says on that sign there, no entry. Now that's sort of a wildlife area where people just aren't allowed to go in at all. It's all nicely fenced off. In fact, he's fenced off even a bit more, I think, which is good, because children do like their adventures, don't they? And they do like going into that sort of thing, which is a pity because they're not supposed to. You get all sorts in there apparently from adders even, you know. The problem last season, if you remember, I had hornets, so they must have been nesting in there somewhere, maybe up in those trees there, who knows. And wasps, if you remember, I was getting stung by wasps. But that was because also I was camping, I was sitting outside in the evenings because my tent was that small. My new tent, in the evenings, I can sit inside. Okay, the ground sheet isn't sewn in, like I said. That's a bit of a problem because if you have the light on, they will come in underneath somehow. But I'm gonna sort of find something to put down those sides so nothing can come in, so I can sit in the evenings with the light on. So in the summer, it's not so bad. You don't need the light, so the wasps and the hornets, they'll probably leave me alone. It's towards the autumn really when you need the light in the evenings. That's what they're attracted to. But that's a later problem. So that's, I don't know if you can see that, that's very steep, and that's where I do tend to get stuck if it's raining. The other option is, if you remember, I go along there, and then there's here, and then there's a track going up there. Well, not a track, but that's where it's cut down, mowed down by the campsite owner, and it's, you know, that's basically where you're supposed to drive along. That does go up quite a steep bit as well, but I normally can get out of there, a bit of a run up to it. But it won't be a long time. Yeah, it won't be for several weeks, if not sort of the end of May. I don't know yet. I need it to be nice and dry before I even consider coming down here, although I'm looking forward to it. It does mean taking the tent down and everything, but you know, it's doable. And then pitch it up here nicely. Eventually I want to buy myself some kind, not tarpaulin because it's too heavy, but some kind of cover that I can strap to the trees somewhere, so I can sit under that in the evenings as well. That'll be nice. So this is me trying to cheer myself up a bit after the last what is it, week really. So it's now Thursday. I came here Thursday afternoon, if you remember, all the winds trying to put that tent up. Time's gone so fast. I've been here a week already. Unbelievable really how time goes, and of course I haven't worked in a minute yet, so but that's going to change. Where I'm going to be working, I can't start till the end of the month. That's complicated reasons, which I might go into one day, but I can't start there till the end of the month. But it looks like that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully I can pick some shifts up with the agency, but there just doesn't seem to be much at the moment. But I need to do some work in the next 2 to 3 weeks before I can start on bank at the care home where I'm going. So yeah, that's it for now. Everybody like and subscribe. Like I say, I'm trying to look on the bright side of things now, trying to cheer myself up. That's why I've brought myself down here for a bit of a stroll. Like, subscribe please as always, and I'll speak to you later. Bye for now.